My name is Cheri, and today I'm going to show you a card that was kind of inspired by Rae Dunn, which is a designer that I love her stuff, and my kitchen is not head to toe, but pretty close if you ask my husband. But I like her things, I collect them. A lot of you have often asked where I get the little pottery pieces, and so the card that I'm going to make today, I kind of designed it. I was inspired by my wall, by a new stamp set that my daughter has that's in our new catalog, and I mixed it with an old one. So that's where I got my inspiration. It's a super quick card, so it won't take me very long to show you. It uses a lot of dies. It uses the Well Said bundle, which isn't a bundle anymore. It is a bundle, but if you bought it last year, you got a discount, which all of Stampin' Up's bundles, if you buy them the year that they're new, you get a discount. But this is using the Well Said stamps and the dies, and there's a link down below, or if you're over on my blog, down below too, so you can see how to get them. So I'm going to use a piece of copper. The colors are also inspired by my office. I am going to switch it up a little bit from my original sample. So they're going to be changed because I like my original, but when I was done, I thought, I might like another color better. So we're going to see which one we like best. This is a piece of our copper foil, and this is the birthday words that come in the Well Said dies. So run these through. My stuff's kind of laying in a funky place for, I normally start stamping, but there were more die pieces than stamping pieces on this card, so I thought I would run the dies first. So with these aren't the ones made by Stampin' Up, because these I got last year, but it looks like they all cut through. This is the new Take Your Pick. One hint with these is to leave the little dot for your eye in. Don't pop it out till you need it, then you won't lose it. There's an eye, yeah, those are out. So I'll leave those there. So then this is a piece of olive, and these are the flowers that come, or the leaves. You get a bunch of pieces, like there's a bird and some butterflies and some little flowers. So I'm just gonna use these. And on my first card, I used Mellow Moss because I wanted some green. And Mellow Moss, a little scrap of it was laying on my table. So that was how I made my color selection. Because sometimes, you know, if you don't have a color that you're really going with, because I wasn't using ink, it was easiest to reach for. But it's a little dark on my card. So we're gonna go this time. Yeah, and those popped out too. So got those. Then there's one last piece that we're gonna use. And for this, I'm going to use the new Brick 3D. Had to think of the new name. They used to be the super thick folders from Stampin' Up, and the new ones are called 3D. There's the line, and I want my card to go horizontal, so I want my bricks to go that way. And if you're gonna use them just regular, like you used to use them, then you'll need to maybe put a few shims of typing paper under, or you can order the new plate, which is a little bit thicker than the old plates. Just a hair thicker, but it makes it work better with no shim. It's $9.95, and I will also put a link for it down below. Just one pass through is fine. And this brick is beautiful. And this is inspired, if you watch my lives, or if you watch when I do my camera up, not doing my camera up this morning, then this is inspired by the wall that's behind me. So that's all we need then for the die cutting. Now I can move my machine out of the way. And then if you've seen my wall, it's also the what I use for my thumbprint on my YouTube channel. So I've just taken a picture of my wall, and that's what's on there. So you'll notice that this is pretty much how we did it. We went and bought paneling at the hardware store, and it was dark brown, and then we whitewashed over the top of it. So that's how we've got the wall that's in my studio. So this is the white craft ink. Mine's in the old style container because I haven't updated it. So I'm just brushing it over. The more you brush, the more whitewashed you get. And if you push super hard, then you'll get it down in all the grooves. I don't necessarily want it in the grooves. I want it to maintain the look of the bricks. So, and I haven't recently re-inked this. So if you have a fresh juicy one, then you won't have to press as hard. I'm not pressing hard. I'm pressing actually kind of light because I don't want it to get too white. I want here some in the middle. You could use a sponge dauber if you want. And my other one, when I was doing it and not talking, didn't take this long. Okay. And then I'm just going to take my hands. Again, you could use a sponge dauber, or you could use some tissue, or you can just use your hands, because you know they're going to get dirty anyways, because we get inky when we stamp, and this is just craft ink and it just comes off. But then it gets down in here without it, like it's not covering up my brown. This is espresso cardstock. So when you're done watching this video, go look at one of my thumbnails. That's what the little title screens are called. And you'll see that's kind of where I got my inspiration for this. It could be a little bit wider if I was going for the true look of my paneling, but I'm not. I'm just going for a pretty card background. So you can see it gets it is a gray day. Last week it was all like high 90s and heat index over 100. And today the high is like 73. And it is not sunny out at all. So this is vanilla cardstock. It's going to be my background. And then the card that inspired this whole thing to start, if you saw the last video I uploaded last week, I used the Welcome to the Team stamp set. And actually it's the same little stamp that I used. So it's the mug, and it happens to say World's Best Coworker, but I don't want mine to say World's Best Coworker. So I'm going to use a Stampin' Write marker, and the black one is one that you can buy individually. So you can buy just this black marker, and I just have a scrap here of vanilla. And I'm just going to ink 2 parts of it. I'm going to leave 2 parts off, I guess. I'm not going to ink the World's Best Coworker, which you could, but I'm making this a birthday card, so I don't want it to say World's Best Coworker. If you were giving it to one of your coworkers, you could. And then I also don't want this steam to come out the top. So I'm not going to ink the steam. And there's a little bit of the steam then that goes down inside the mug, so I'm just going to make a straight line right through there and not ink the part that goes in there. But the rest of it I want inked. And then it's going to look a little bit like my Rae Dunn mug. And I wanted my one that said happy, but it must be in the dishwasher because I went downstairs to get some water and I thought I'm going to get my happy mug. Because if you ask my husband, we have every word in the English language, but we don't. But he thinks we do. So this is one of the little words out of the same stamp set that goes with the dies, and this says happy. So now because I didn't ink the World's Best Coworker, I can put happy right in the middle. And so you can see now I have mimicked my mug. The font on these matches fairly decently. And then I just took my scissors, my paper snips, and fussy cut that out. That was why I didn't want the steam on there, because I wanted just the mug. So, and just take your pointy tip and point it in there and you can get the little handle out. So to save time, I've already done that. Then I have our linen thread. And this is a really old one that I found when I was cleaning. So it's on an old background. Put a little bit of adhesive back here on the back side, and then I just want 2 because in my kitchen, if you are a Rae Dunn fan, you know rope and the wood beads are often associated when you decorate with the Rae Dunn. So this was just kind of an ode, as is hanging like eucalyptus or different kind of seasonal flowers. I have a mug rack. Get the letters right there, Cheri. A mug rack. And so on my mug rack, I have the wood beads and then I have the greenery. So that's where I got the rest of the inspiration for this card. So now I'm going to stick this here. I have craft ink stuck on the end of my fingers from rubbing the card. When I did it the first time, I wiped them off, but you know, to save time, I'm not wiping them off. So let's just mount this on here. And And then this is the new Take Your Pick tool, and the adapter, this is the new adapter for it. It twists on to the end, and I have the putty end off. So on one end I have my pokey thing, and on the other end I have this. And then these are my little Rae Dunn office things. So when you roll these off, then you can catch all of the things that fall out. And the nice thing about having the tip now to match it is you can go from your brush tip immediately to your pointy tip and not have your brush thing and then look for wherever you just laid your pokey thing. If you still have the old ones, they still work just as fine. This is just a new way to do it, and if you haven't ever bought them, if you're looking for an extra one. So I'm going to put this here. So a little bit of my leaves overhang. I want the leaves here to go to the edge and a little bit of the leaves to overhang here, just for a little bit of interest. So I'm going to take one glue dot, and obviously the glue dots, as small as they are a lot bigger than this design. So what I'm going to do is kind of hold this here. I'm going to put one glue dot just here, and this is just going to hold this in place until I get everything else laid here. So next I want my happy. I'm going to put it about right there. For this I'm going to use just some dimensionals, and these are ones that are running out, so I've trimmed the edges so I can get all I can out of them. Put this here. So there's my little mug against my little whitewashed wall. Roll this over and try not to get my eye to come out the top of my, there we go. Because I want my dot to stay in there until I'm ready to use it so I don't have to search for it. Just easier. So pop these little guys out. When you use the brush tip, you can get most of them out. I just didn't do up here at the top because I didn't want to lose my eye. And again, I'm going to flip this over, and I'm going to add 2 glue dots, but you have to kind of take them and kind of wad them. If you still have some of the Sizzix sticker sheets, then use those when you put your stuff through, because it's a whole lot easier than messing with these. But unfortunately, we don't have those in the catalog right now. So I'm showing you a workaround if you don't have any, because this does work. It's just not as quick as the sticker sheets. So now you have these 2 glue things as well that are going to kind of help hold the green over. Let me turn this around so I can see it the right direction. So I want the birthday to kind of go over the leaves and kind of go a little bit into my mug. And then those also will help hold down. So now that I've got everything where I want, I'm going to take maybe 3 or 4 more glue dots. And the places that are kind of most up, I'm holding it here on the end and just kind of working it to a much smaller glue dot. And then just put them on here in places where you feel it will be the least conspicuous, but hold the most down. So if you got them on the end of your tip tool, just kind of smush them on there. And this actually, because I have the craft ink on the end of my fingers, it resists sticking to my fingers, which is kind of nice. So I'm kind of butting it up against where that linen thread is, and it's kind of giving it a nice optical illusion of not being able to see it. But there's plenty, because these words are so tiny, to help it stick. So now you can see it sticking fine. And so you could leave it just like that. We do need the eye. So for that, I'm going to take one of my glue things. I'm going to try to tear it in half. See, now I've got 2 of them, and you can see my dirty hands. Ink everywhere. Pop my... Oops, I still don't have it. So it's in here, but it's halfway popped out. Let me try to grab it on the back. So now it's here. You can kind of work it onto the back of a half. If you put it on a whole, you're still going to see the glue dot. Now that it's on the back, I'll lay it here and put it there. And I do like this olive. I'll show you my original one when I used the moss. The leaves don't show up quite as well. And then one last touch. Told you it was a quick card. I'm going to use my Noble Peacock rhinestones because I think this is one of my new obsessions. I could put these on every card, and really any color would do. But I decided, you know, sometimes I'm a more is more stamper if you watch my channel. So I wanted to go for something that was more tone on tone. So I just went with these that are the olive, and just add a few so you have a little bit of shimmer. And just kind of around. And you want an odd number. So either stop at 3 or go with 5. So, you know, my more is going to take over, and I'm going to put 5. So there we go. So I will show you, this is the one that has the olive. Here's the one that I did that had the artichoke. And on this one, I also cut this, the espresso piece, a fraction bigger. But you can see, you can't see those leaves quite as well as you can see the olive ones. So just lightening up a shade, I think, helps. And then when I first started, I was gonna go for the terracotta, which I love this, but it wasn't the look I was going for this card. The bricks are pretty, so these definitely will make an appearance at some point on a project of mine, because now they're laying on the table and I'm a lazy stamper. So they'll lay here until they appear in something. But here's today's project. So I hope you like that. It's combining something old, which are the dies and the stamps from the Well Said, but if you have those, you definitely want to use them. And it's combining my Rae Dunn obsession with this sweet little office set. You'll get so much use out of that set. It has some great words. I don't have it laying here, I don't think, because I had camp last week. Oh no, I do have it here. It's called Welcome to the Team. So here it is. It's the one with the office chair. So there you go. I will have more for you later in the week, so check back. And remember, July is coming quickly to a close. I don't know where the summer's going. The older you get, the faster time just goes so fast. But for every $50 you spend, you get $5 in bonus bucks to spend in August. And in the next day or two, I will be, well, yeah, in the next day or two, my Perennial Essence online class is getting ready to post. So if you sign up for that, you're going to get probably a $5 certificate. It's actually an online class. The class is free, but to get the stuff to participate, you're going to be under $50, but you can add a thing or two. But that will get you $5 credit, so you can hop on one of the August classes that I'm getting ready to post about. So make sure you go over to my website, join my email list, and find out about all the fun stuff that you can take part in. Have a great day. Bye.